Yeah, it's enough.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Teen Spotlight. Today I have with me Steve Edwards. All right. And today we're going to get to know him a little bit better and see what he's all about. So,
My name's Steve Edwards. I'm 13 at the moment. I'll be 14 later this year. Um, I have three sisters. I do lots of sports. That's about it.
all right, let's get into the sports because I hear you do a lot. What you do, man?
I do boxing. I play golf, a little bit of tennis, baseball. Um, I play a little bit of basketball, a little bit of soccer. Not a whole bunch for real.
Right. So you like a all around all star. All right.
Yeah.
So out of all of those, what do you like most doing?
I like it's between golf and boxing.
What do you like about golf?
I like golf because it's such a calming sport. You still get to hit stuff, right, which is always fun. And it's more about going at your own pace than trying to race something or do something really fast. And it's just such a beautiful setting at all the golf parks, and it's just really relaxing.
Cool. And all right, and tell us about boxing.
Boxing is fun because the complete opposite reason. It's really fast paced. It gets your adrenaline up. You still get to hit stuff, which, like I said, is always fun. Um, but it's a whole bunch of reacting, making sure that you go before your opponent go, trying to stay on the offensive so that they can't really attack you back. And it's just a whole bunch of fun. And my boxing gym, it feels like a family to me now, and everyone's really nice.
Okay. How long have you been at the gym? Like how long have you been pursuing this?
I've been there since last February.
Okay. All right.
So
It's about a year and some change.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. And how did you come about with boxing?
Um, it we started boxing. We went to the sports festival, and there was a little boxing clinic. Right. So my dad, we're running around throwing balls, doing basketball, and all types of stuff. And my dad makes us go to this boxing clinic. The first time I was like, man, I don't really want to do this. This seems boring. Right, I got in there. I got to box a little. Right, it was all right. But then my dad made me come back in a little bit later. When I came back in a little bit later, I got to do it with a professional. He taught me a little bit extra stuff that the other one taught me, and the other one taught me. It was really fun. I was like, Dad, we should do this. Right? So a couple of weeks later, we go out to the boxing gym. They have a program called TKO, and it was letting us do it for free. So wasn't really a downside to it. They said you have to do your homework, you have to have good grades, but besides that, you can go in there and box. We'll teach you how to have self control, how to fight, how to box, because fighting and boxing are two totally different things. Anyone can just throw your hands all over the place. Boxing is a whole bunch of rhythm, reaction, moving your feet. It's more like a dance than a fight.
Like right, it's more like an art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really hard actually. And
we know Muhammad Ali was good at that. Wasn't he good? Yeah. When he'd get around there and start dancing?
Yeah.
Swing it.
Yeah. And then later, about 2 months after that, I started being able to spar. Right?
And what's spar?
It's basically a practice match between two people. So we both get in, but instead of intending to harm each other, it's more of I throw hands, you throw hands. We try to see we try to practice reacting to people and all the other stuff. So what I found out from doing that is that I actually hit really hard, right? So I was doing it against someone my own age. We're supposed to go 3 rounds. I hit him a couple of times, right? He gave up. He finished the sparring, but he wouldn't spar with me again.
Oh shoot!
Right?
Why?
Because I hit really hard and no one really wanted to spar with me. So then the Golden Gloves had to spar with me. So he just won a state title, which is pretty cool. So he was the best in his age group and weight class in the state. Alright? So I'm boxing with him. It's fun. My nose bleeds a lot. It's not too much of a big deal. When you're getting punched, you expect it. Right?
Oh wow! See, that's ooh.
Right? But he was really fun to box with, and he was the first person that I could box with that was on a higher level and didn't really give up. So then, about 3 months after that, when I started sparring steadily, I had to start sparring against adults because when the Golden Gloves didn't come in, there was no one else for me to spar with. So I started sparring against a 22, 23-year-old girl, right? Which she was fun to spar with. She was always nice and would help people, right? And she would always get in there and work with me. And then I had to go against two 22, 23-year-old men when I sparred, right? But this was after I had already did my pre-workout, which was 20 minutes of jump rope nonstop, then 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 5 rounds of punching the bag, and then 5 rounds of shadow boxing, which is pretty hard.
All at one time?
Yes. Then I get to do actual stuff like pad work, and then
sparring. Oh, so you have to do that first.
That's my warm-up.
That's your warm-up.
Yeah. Which kind of sucks.
And how often do you do that warm-up? Is it just before the...
It's every day.
It's every day?
Yeah. Unless we have ab work, which is basically you do the same time, and it's expelling the same amount of energy, but you're doing different exercises like crunches, flutter kicks, stuff like that. So, and footwork days where you go and work on your footwork, then you still do the ab work stuff, which is even worse. I'd rather do my 100, 100, 100 any day than ab work or footwork.
That sounds like a lot.
Not really. For real.
I guess if you get it down to a routine, it isn't so bad.
Once you start doing it, like the first month was horrible. But after that, it took us like, 6 minutes to do all that? And then the 20 minutes of jump rope, which isn't really that much. That's 26 minutes, then bag work, and shadow boxing. Right, so we're usually in there for about 2 hours a day. Right, so I get to say hello to everybody and all types of stuff. But it's basically just a really fun sport. It teaches you self-control, teaches you how to fight, how to handle yourself in certain situations. It makes sure that you're doing well in school. It helps you not get aggravated as much. It's just a really cool sport overall.
Now, do you see yourself doing anything with boxing, or is it just for fun?
Right now, I want to go to the Junior Olympics, right? But I'm gonna do the Silver Gloves next year, right? Which is still a state title, but just for younger people like me. And then I'll go on to do the Golden Gloves, and I want to go on to be in the Olympics.
No, that's right. All right. I like how all that sounds.
Yeah.
Yes, and make sure you call me. Call me. I'll be there in the crowd cheering you on. I love that. Yes, you better go to the Olympics. All right. Anything else that you see yourself? You have a vision for your life. Like I know you want to do the Olympics. Anything else you want to do? Pursue passions.
I've always loved animals a whole bunch,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always loved airplanes. So I wanted to become an airplane mechanic and get my pilot's license so that I can fly around the world and study a whole bunch of animals. So that would give me something to do as a pastime. It's never really boring.
That's the pastime.
Yeah. When I'm not boxing people.
When you're not beating up folks, right?
Yeah. and since I hopefully had won the Olympics, I got first place, then I would hopefully have some money to fill up the airplane, buy me an airplane and stuff, which would make it where it'd be easier to go places. And then anytime I feel like going on a trip or bringing my family on a trip,
you can
or stuff, get in the airplane. We're going to Alabama.
That's sweet. Forget the Hummer. Forget the Cadillac Escalade. We did the plane.
Yeah, just easy stuff like that, and it makes it. I really would like to do that, and it seems like it would be a really fun thing, and I would love to study animals across the globe because I've always seen them as super interesting, and how so many things that were so low of a possibility happened to create all the life and stuff that we have right now.
Yeah, animals are amazing because there's so many creatures in the world, not just your simple lion, tigers, and bears, monkeys, giraffe, simple, the basic animals, there's a whole land of creatures, insects, snakes, reptilians, all that, all that stuff. So interesting.
I would also like to study mythology.
Okay.
Because I always thought it was cool how millions of people millions of miles away could get the same picture out of one creature, like a dragon, across all races or all mythology, or almost all mythology. You see some form of a dragon, but they're millions of miles away. So how did everyone get this stereotypical form of a dragon when they're thousands and millions of miles away where they can't interact with each other?
How did everybody get the same concept, story?
Yeah. Like, if I would also like to see because if they weren't actually a real thing at the time, how are so many people from so many lands and so many different cultures speaking so many different languages? So even if someone from Europe and someone from Asia met, they wouldn't be able to understand each other. So I'm wondering how they all got the same depiction or same type of thing for animals, in mythology.
Okay.
And I always thought that was cool.
Oh, you got a lot going on, and I'm proud of you for your vision and your goals and your passions in which you want to pursue. Very interesting. I've never heard that from any young people. So hats off to you. And I know that all of those things can be possible through hard work and determination. So let me ask you this. What do you plan on doing to make sure that you continue your passions and follow your pursuits? Like, what is the roadmap? Do you know how you're gonna get there?
I decided that I'm gonna start doing everything 2 hours a day, because if I study animals 2 hours a day, then study airplane mechanics 2 hours a day, and study boxing 2 hours a day, it should get me very far. Because just like if you save up $2 a day, since you being 13, you'll probably have your college tuition by the time you're supposed to go to college.
Right.
Right. So it's it won't be hurtful. I can always add more time onto it.
Exactly.
It still leaves me enough time to hang out with family, get my chores and stuff done, and I just feel like it's a good plan. And if I work really hard during those 2 hours, it's the same as it's better than working, uh, barely working for 5 hours.
Mhm.
Right. So if I can give my all for 2 hours, it's better than uh, sitting around for those 2 hours or just barely giving effort for 5 hours.
Right, right. So
So
yeah, so definitely staying focused and becoming knowledgeable of what it is that you want to pursue.
yeah.
Absolutely. Um, and yes, you said something that stuck out. You know, you said if you save $2 every day until it's time for you to graduate at 13, by the time it's time for you to go to college, you'll have the money. And I think that is a wonderful mindset to have because college, you know, costs. It
Yeah.
costs. And one of the things that I want to teach parents also as children, you know, debt is really serious, you know, and we have to be very careful about teaching our children what routes they want to take down the road. And if college is one of them, how are you going to come up with the money? Because one of the things we kind of want to stray from in society is teaching our children how to take out loans for schools. So parents, if you have children, not all families have it, you know, to do. So loans are sometimes the option, or at least if you're going to take loans, have a well thought out plan, you know, of how you would pay it back. And that's why I even talk about investments. But going back to yes, scholarships and saving.
Golf is a really good way to get scholarships. A whole bunch of people get golf scholarships a year. They can get you into high school, colleges, professional golf teams, and they once you are a professional, you make a whole bunch of money from doing it. Like like if you ever heard Happy Gilmore, last place still gets over $100. So you could suck at golf, and if you make it that far and still suck, you're still making $100 per game. Like
Right,
so,
right. Yeah, okay. See? There's something to do with daddy did that. You know what I'm saying? But yes, those are great options and opportunities that you are setting for yourself. Like that's dope. Yes, like I love all of that. I might have to look into some golfing for my kids. It's dope.
yeah.
Interesting. But yes, let's go back to like paying for this school. So, you know, and I know your parents, but you know, definitely make sure that you guys are, you know, you're thinking about you're on top of it. For 13, he's 13 and has already got his roadmap together. I encourage you just stick to your plan, you know, and of course obtain all the knowledge that you need. And yes, always think and learn and start learning about investments too. That might want to be something on the side you want to think about. So where you can put your money at, let it grow so you can come back to it later on. You know, that's definitely something that we have to teach our babies. So definitely keep up with that. But I enjoyed you today. And we did an episode of Teen Voice. So you'll see Steve again soon. He's a part of our new panel. And I really love him because maybe like 4 years ago when I first started ALM Urban Institute, he was one of my students down at the Shelby Community Center. So I'm so glad to see you again. And you're just doing great, just awesome and wow. So congratulations to you. More success to him. So tune in with us next week for an episode of Teen Voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to Teen Voice on YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications. All right. And if you feel like you know anyone that wants to come and join our panel for Teen Voice here in the Louisville, Kentucky area, or if there's any child or your child or teenagers or anybody that you know that you feel deserves the spotlight, please hit me up. All my information will be down in the description box. And I can't wait, and I would love to hear from you. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Peace.